We all have the ability to change the world, to impact the world, to do incredible things for the world, and God knows our world needs it right now more than ever. You know, we have that power to do anything we set our mind to do things others haven't, to be powerful leaders. So many people have done it. I'll share a few in a moment. But can you do that? Could you do that in the state that you're in right now? What emotional state are you in right now? What physical state are you in right now? An emotional state. Because our bodies really reflect our emotions and how we're living. So are you in a powerful yes state? Or are you in a down in the dump state? You know, I think that Henry Ford said it great when he said, you know, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. So the first key into becoming that impactful leader in this world is to really master your mind. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean that we are not our thoughts, and we need to take charge of our minds. Set our focus on something that's so important to us that all the other thoughts kind of move out of the way because we are so powerful and we are so in charge. It's leading ourselves first. We can't lead anyone else until we lead ourselves first. And also, you don't also just choose to be a leader. People choose you, and they choose people who walk their talk, who know how to connect with them, who know how to lead themselves. You know, and by doing that, you allow your relationships to deepen. And you say, yeah, you know, those rags to riches stories. Well, yes, they're true. A few people, like for example, Napoleon. Okay, my husband would laugh, he's a history teacher. But Napoleon and his family were exiled from Corsica and had nothing when they arrived in France. And 7 years later, he was the leader of France. I mean, think about that. 7 years later, he was the leader of France. Steve Jobs started Apple out of his garage because he had just a passion for what he was doing. He knew how to ignite his emotions. And so it's really important to really think about that. Look, Kentucky Fried Chicken. I mean, Colonel Sanders didn't find his success till his late 50s. He had to live out of his car. He just had a friggin' chicken recipe. You know, I think that there's so many people with those stories. And you can be one of those stories. You know, I worked in a gas station with an alcoholic dad when I was a teen. And for me, I feel completely free, successful, and joyful that I can be here to teach you. And so it's really about, you know, really you can have that successful, fulfilling work and happiness if you just start by mastering your mind. And if any of this resonated with you and you want more tips on how to do that, well, first I'll give you one tip right now. Just pause and notice where your focus is. Notice what thoughts are swirling around in your head. You are not your thoughts. And when you can decide on maybe small steps toward a bigger challenge, start with one step. Today, do one thing towards your dream. Come on, one thing. Anyway, if you want more of these tips, I share success strategies. I share rags to riches stories and how they did it, meditation, stress relief, and so much more. Join my mailing list and you'll receive some messages from me on how to, you know, be well, be inspired, and be strong. I'll see you next time.